Hello, teachers! Today, you will learn about actions during an emergency. During the emergency evacuation process, people with disabilities often find challenges in their mobilization. Sometimes, people without disabilities are not aware of how to support people with disabilities during the evacuation process. There are several things to understand and remember in evacuating people with disabilities during the disaster. Preparation is the key principle to be able to evacuate people with disabilities properly. Here are some preparatory actions. 1. Identify and plan the evacuation for those who need special attention. 2. Make a buddy system. 3. Do regular simulations. 4. Do regularly check the evacuation route to ensure it is always accessible. 5. Involve people with disabilities in doing the preparation and ask what needs to be in place during evacuation. The evacuation process should consider the types of disabilities. This will help teachers know how to evacuate learners with disabilities properly. Besides, we must also pay attention to a disaster occurring during a disease outbreak such as the current COVID-19 pandemic. And we must pay attention to health protocols such as always wearing masks, maintaining physical distance, washing hands as often as possible, and changing clothes. For example, provide clear instruction using your voice for learners with visual impairment, or using clear writing or sign language for learners with hearing impairment. Provide clear instructions to learners with disabilities according to their needs. By having clear instructions, learners with disabilities will be able to understand what they should do during the evacuation process. The clear instruction should also be given to the person assigned in the buddy system. This is needed so that their buddy will understand how to help learners with disabilities when they need to be evacuated. For example, learners with visual impairment should be informed that during evacuation, they should wait for their buddy to approach them and listen to their buddy's instruction. Likewise, the buddy for a blind learner should understand that they are not allowed to grab the learner with disabilities and run. They should put the arm of the learner with disabilities on their shoulder and shout the route direction to evacuate safely. In addition to having this clear instruction, schools that have learners with hearing impairments should have a teacher who can use and understand sign language to communicate with the learners during the evacuation process. Schools should have specific early warning equipment in order to provide a clear message to the learners with disabilities during evacuation. For example, the school should not only have a siren or loudspeaker, but also needs to have a contrast color board located in visible areas. This board should have clear and concise information on the evacuation route towards the assembly point. As explained before, different types of disabilities require different supports. Therefore, it is important to have different types of rescue equipment in order to do the evacuation properly. For example, the evacuation team should provide rescue equipment that can assist learners with disabilities during the evacuation process, such as 3-wheels vehicles, stretchers, life vests of various sizes, and so on. You should also learn the basic principles in assisting different types of learners with disabilities. For learners with visual impairment, 1. Briefly explain the situation and offer your hand to guide them. 2. Be their eye. Give verbal instruction in explaining any obstacle, route, direction, and distance. 3. Keep informing and updating them about the current situation. 4. When you reach the safe location, ask them if there is any support that they need. 5. If they have any supporting equipment or assisting animal, ensure they are not separated. 6. Health protocols should be followed if there is a situation of disease outbreaks. For learners with hearing impairment, 1. Make a note to assist with this type of disability. 2. Write a short and concise instruction that is fire, evacuate now, proceed to assembly point. 3. Switch on and off the light rapidly to get their attention. Continue to write down on visible media, such as board, flip chart paper, the evacuation instruction. Do not use this approach if you smell gas in your area. 4. Give the safety route leading to the assembly point. 5. When you reach the safe location, ask them if there is any support that they need. 6. If they have any supporting equipment, ensure they are not separated. 7. Health protocols should be followed if there is a situation of disease outbreaks. For learners with physical disabilities, 1. Ask them how best to help them to evacuate. 2. Think about the effective and safe route in evacuating them. You might be asked to carry them during the evacuation process. 3. Ask other people if you have to carry learners with physical disabilities to the assembly point. 4. When you reach the safe location, ask them if there is any support that they need. 5. If they have any supporting equipment, ensure they are not separated. 6. Health protocols should be followed if there is a situation of disease outbreaks. For learners with physical disabilities, particularly wheelchair users, 1. Do not carry learners on their wheelchair directly. 2. Ask them the best way to help them to evacuate. 3. Ask them which part of their body needs to be given special care. 4. When you reach the safe location, ask them if there is any support that they need. 5. If they have any supporting equipment, ensure they are not separated. 6. Health protocols should be followed if there is a situation of disease outbreaks. Teachers, now you know some preparatory actions you can do in case of an emergency. You also learn the basic principles in assisting in the evacuation of students with hearing impairments, students with visual impairments, students with physical disabilities, and students who use wheelchairs. Thank you for watching!